All right. Here goes the recording. So today we're gonna go. We will present to you and we give you an overview of what we are expecting you as the tester of this solution or the software. But before we go through it, we will see the this is the agenda. So pretty much you're gonna give us a big idea what the TMO Voyager is or where we came from the background, and then the overview of what it is actually. Then the second point of that will be the expectation from you as a tester. Then we'll give you a big picture of what to expect, what the timelines look like for these testings and the feedback. And the testing environment will give you an overview. Martin, yeah, so we'll give you an overview on the environment, how it looks like, on orientation on that, the access and navigation. If we can provide them today, but we're gonna gather the information that we have so that we can set up your profile, finish setting up your profile to that environment for you to start testing. And last but not least, we're gonna show you, give you some channel or how to provide us feedback as you're testing the system. Now, we will probably put it now, we're gonna put it here for you to know that this is, the solution is being built, is still being built. And that's the whole point of us being here today, to be able to test this. Some option will be there, but they will not be available for you to use. So that's one thing also to be mindful of, that though they might be there, but you might click on them and they don't work. It doesn't mean that they are not working, but they are not being activated behind the scene. So those are some of the things that you need to be aware of. And as well as some workflow will be presented, but they will not be able to be tested as well because they are not being finalized behind the scene. So that's all right. So this is the background. So when we started this TMO modernization initiative, it has one component. The TMO Voyager is being developed, which is a component of the minimum valuable product. So it has 3 different components into it. It's a solution, excuse me, it's a new solution that we are putting in place to manage the patient travel request, one side by the clinician and on the other end by the travel management office. One will be using the same system that they always use in the Cerner. This is the M page for clinician, and the TMO will be using the Salesforce to manage those requests. So the solution will be rolled out by iterations, and we'll start somewhere at the end of near the end of the February. And we'll start first with a pilot clinic, which is the oncology. So what is the TMO Voyager? Some of you have seen this definition before. So one end, we have an electronic medical record, which is in a Cerner M page. That's where the clinician is gonna request or make all their requests for travel. And once they do that, the information will be pushed through the Salesforce, and that's where the Salesforce platform, that's where the TMO office will be tracking, booking, tracking, managing all those requests that are made to the clinicians. Now, the question might be, what will happen to those that don't have access to Cerner? And that's where the Salesforce comes into play. Now, as for the feedback, we will have one end, the THOs that have access to Cerner will see the same thing like the clinician will do. But those that don't have access to Cerner, the non-Cerner THO will have access to a portal that we call a THO portal. We might not be able to demonstrate that today or to show you how that works today, but that's what is also available for the THO, non-Cerner THO, which is a web page with access to see what's going on with the patient traveling for those THOs, but also for them to be able to contact the TMO office using an email system. Now, what's expected from you as a tester? We want you to go ahead and work hard the best you can for this system. So one, familiarize yourself with the TMO Voyager, the M page environment. How does it work? You use every single component of it the best you can. And as I said before, some of the features are there, but they are not activated yet. So we'll find out and we'll be able to tell you whether that feature, though it is there, is not activated. Is that a problem with the system, or is that a problem because it was, or is not a problem because it was not just activated yet? So the next objective here is for us to be able to test the core functionality of each role. And by role here, we know some of you have different roles, others have multiple roles. So if you are a PA, a prior authorization specialist, you may have different access or scenarios that we already crafted in place than the person that would do billing or the one that would do, what other example could I take? The many of them, like PA, billing, and any other role that you have, or being an admin, be able to see have a whole picture of how the travel request is working. So some of you will not be able to delete a travel request because you don't have that administrative privilege. But do use as much as privilege that you have, or try it. If it doesn't work, fine. If it does work, go all the way through. So that's what we want you to do, because it will be we want to make sure that you're testing as a real life. So the other point is to verify that all required information is visible and accessible. Some of them will be, or that won't be, because of the environment where we are. It's a testing environment. And also validate the workflow that matches your business process. It will be different from the one that is using like a dental than it will be for someone that is with the oncology. So use and walk through what your workflow is. If there's any changes, that's where the feedback come into play, because we want to make sure that we capture everything. Because with some of you, we met some of you prior to doing this design. We capture the requirement, but as the design goes by, now the product is almost ready to be used. We want to make sure that that matches exactly the workflow that we captured earlier. And if there's any discrepancy, please provide us feedback. Last but not least, we also want to verify that the data are accurate across different stages of the travel episode and everything else when it comes to your workflow. So those are that's the summary of the user acceptance UAT expectation that we have for you. We hope you guys can use the system, test the system for the best of your ability. Any questions so far? No? Okay, good. So here is the kind of timeline that we put together for this. So as you can see, we have been hard at work since Monday. We configured the test environment. And yesterday we found we work on setting on some user account, and Matt will walk you through what do they look like or what you expect. It might be an email that will come through, and you have to click on the link and follow up. So right now, today we are on the today is the 8th. We are doing the kickoff, and after the kickoff, after this meeting today, you'll be receiving. Be on the lookout. You'll be receiving several emails. All the boxes that you see in blue, whether here on Thursday and Tuesday, those are called the UAT follow-up or sync-up time. It's pretty much like an office hours, so to speak, because you see the same thing here, for you to come in and provide us feedback. So there will be a Zoom chat available, and Felipe will be mainly manage that, but other developers can pinch in as well to answer all your questions that you may have. So the first one will start tomorrow afternoon. I believe that one is at 1 p.m. And then on Tuesday, they're usually going to be around 11 a.m. Alaska time, when we're going to have those follow-up meeting session. Now, on Mondays, I believe that one is every other Monday. That was the plan. But I have it here on the 13th and 16th, and also the 27th. And those are the office hour. When you go in there, you try something. Let's take a travel episode. We're doing a prior op and find out that, oh, oops, we have this one that used to be there. Now we don't see it anymore. What do we do? And we'll check with the developer whether it is a manipulation problem or is there a system failure or problem, what we call bugs in this case. So that's what we have. And at the end of the month, close to the end of the month, we're going to have a closing meeting when this is mainly from the project team to put out together all the feedback that you have collected, we collected throughout the month, and then assess them and prioritize them to see which one we're going to incorporate before the rollout and which one will come after the rollout, which is the post MVP. So that's the timeline plan. That being said, if Matt, if there's no any, is there any question for this before I go on? Question, comment?
Just a quick correction just to clarify. Like the Tuesday, Thursday was more of a I'm gonna reach out through the Zoom chat group to see if anyone has any questions, anyone needs any help. And the Mondays is when we're gonna have a Zoom session running, and anyone can join. Anyone can show up if you have anything that you want to go over or show show us that you found that there's an issue or a workflow question.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that, Felipe. So again, with this timeline here, I will be sending you guys some meeting invites. So I already sent a few of them last week. I will send additional email with the link for you to be using at that slot of the time. Matt, if you already, the next slide is about the testing environment. If you have any visual that you want to share with the testing environment and the access, that's what the next slide is about.
I mean, I don't have any specific visual. I guess I can share the screen.
Okay, so I'll stop sharing.
I posted in the chat a link to the UAT environment for Salesforce. Only some of you on this call will have access to it. Are you able to see my screen with the Salesforce window up?
Yes.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, so this is the UAT environment for your testing here. So you'll log in with your username. Your username is your email address. So here I've got my email address here, and then at the end of it, it's .uat. And then you should have all just received within the last minute or two an email to reset your password. So once you get that password set up, you'll sign in with that. And you'll be brought to this screen here. That's pretty much all I had in terms of getting into the UAT environment for Salesforce.
Any question on that?
So I'm able to get to the link, but I didn't receive a password. Is it because I'm South Central Foundation employee, or?
According to my list here, you will not be accessing Salesforce. You'll be using the M page inside Cerner.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yep.
That lead me to a question though. So how are they going to, I mean, oh, okay. So yes, that I have an answer to my question without asking.
Yeah, I was going to go over. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. So let me go ahead. So Geraldine, do you have access to Cerner? Do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. All right. Okay. All right. Any question before okay, go ahead, Felipe. Sorry.
Yeah, just for our clinical users, you'll find the Voyager M page, or you should find the Voyager M page in your Cerner power chart. It will be one of the items listed for you to where you would start your workflow. We do have a video showing how to kick things off. Like you have to start by actually creating an appointment that requires travel set to yes. And then from that point, that appointment will generate an entry for the M page where you will request the travel to TMO.
Maybe I should ask that. Does everybody has a chance to watch the video prior to this? Eh, Did anybody? And yes, no?
I have not watched a video.
You have not watched, Shana have not watched. Okay, I can send you the link to it. It's because, can you guys see my screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what pretty much what Matt covers for the logging. That was just an example. So we have a link to the video, which is somewhere that we can find and share with you. It gives a brief overview. I mean, a very high level overview of what's happening in Salesforce, what's happening in M-Page, and how they are connected. So I will put that in a link. I will put the link to the chat, so to that video, so you can have it. Before we go to the next slide here, let me find that and paste it here. It's not that long. It's what, a 8-minute video? Less than an 8-minute video. So you can go in there and watch that video on your spare time. It's very informative because it gives you an idea what's happening pretty much behind the scene, and some screenshot of what the different people or stakeholders involved in this project do on their side. When I find it, I'm gonna post the link into the page. Okay, so the next aspect here, the next slide here talks about the scenario exercise, and what we call it scenario exercise, but actually is what kind of some of the scenario that we crafted together for you to prepare as you go into each individual into the system that they will have access to and try multiple things. And Felipe, we talked about it earlier. Do you have that somewhere, or you want to provide them access to Confluence? I don't know how it's going to work in this case.
No, we will be sending them individually scripts. Just to clarify, these scripts are kind of an overview of what we expect that you guys will minimally go over on the system. So it should help you guide through it. It is important to explore and try to do as much as you can of your role to make sure that we covered all the bases that you're able to do to replace what you have today with what we're making for you. It's very important to report anything you find. It's very important to even report suggestions like, oh, it would be great if this was like this. Just keeping in mind that this is an MVP product. It's which is a minimal viable product, which is that we're exactly trying to replace what you have now while delivering it in the faster way possible. But changes are very welcome. Suggestions are very welcome. And we'll be collecting them, and I'll be reporting like anything that like is critical or important. I'll be reporting it on the meetings that we're going to have or the Zoom chat that we're going to have. Any collaboration you will need to collaborate with each other as well, because TMO can't process travel episode that doesn't exist. So they will need someone to create that appointment from the clinical side, make the request from the clinical side so that we have content for the TMO to go over it. I do encourage any collaboration through the Zoom chat, like ask folks like, hey, can you create something for me? Or could we try go over this flow? Or could we try, create a travel episode that is not that does not require prior auth, is not Medicaid, or go through one that it is Medicaid, or a discharge. Like I have, what if I had a discharge patient that came in through a medevac? How do I go over creating that? Like those are things that we're encouraging you to try.
So when you say a clinical user, is that the Salesforce?
No, that would be on the M page. So it
Oh,
all will start from the M page, from Sketchbook, basically, by
okay.
creating that appointment. Unless it's a discharge, which you create it straight from the M page. You don't need an appointment for that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Good
And
question.
again, yeah, any questions, reach out to me. We're gonna have the Zoom chat as well that you can ask questions. Don't be shy. You can PM me as well. It's all right. Um, yep.
Okay. Any other question? Okay, so while you're preparing for your question, I'm gonna share the quick overview of the project itself when it comes to overview the timeline for what to expect next. So this is the timeline for the entire project itself. As you can see, we are close. We are somewhere in 2025 or in this in January. That's where we started doing our testing, the UAT, and that will lead us all the way to the end of January, close to February. That will help us with your feedback, question, comments, adjustments, and everything. Then we're gonna put those back to the backlog, work them, refine, fix bugs, and as we're doing that, we're gonna get close to the end of February. That's where we'll do our first rollout to the pilot clinic, and this is an oncology clinic. So we need your help. We need your help. We're not expert on those systems or what you guys do on a daily basis. So that's why we need you to test it for the best of our abilities. We have had previous instances where we roll out the first part of this that we call itinerary generator. It helps us to refine it and made it better. So we want to see the same thing apply here with this solution TMO Voyager MVP, so that we can have a better product at the end as we're rolling it on at the end of February. So please work with it starting today. And if you have any question or any issue, let us know as soon as possible. So once we roll it out, yes, go ahead.
Sorry, Isaac, didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, no, no.
I will just let you know that you will be hearing from multiple areas of dental, because once you give me the go-ahead for the trial, I will forward it to oral surgery, cleft lip and palate, PHGA. So you'll be hearing from different areas of dental.
So
So I just want to make sure that there's no confusion there. When you hear from dental, it's going to be different areas of dental.
Well, that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it. So this yeah, go ahead, Matt, please.
I was just going to say that this UAT is a small subset of users. So from dental, we have you, Geraldine, and we also have Marissa Charles. I don't think the scope of this is going anywhere beyond.
Okay.
You
Okay.
and that person.
Thank you for catching that. That's exactly what I wanted to say. Yes. So, Geraldine, it's just for you.
Well, thank you
and
for
Marissa
clarifying
now.
that, Matt.
Yes, yeah, to be able to test it first, and when the rollout comes into play, just that was the next step. So, we're gonna be somewhere here or there as we are all here when we get to that point. So that's down the road. Right now, we're here to test it before our very first release. So yeah, so now we want to test it to see if there's anything that is different than what you do every day, or if actually is replicating your current workflow. Yeah. So
with that said, though, this is a user acceptance test. If you do have, if there are different areas of dental that they have very important workflows or very different ways that they do things, it would be great to know so that we can decide whether or not we can include them. I don't want to exclude anyone that could provide good feedback.
So I think what I'll do is I'll just sit with each different service and just kind of go through it with each service and then get my questions or concerns from each service area, since I'm the main user, and we'll keep it that way. Yeah, So I think that's what I'll do in order to get to all the different areas of dental.
I appreciate that.
And then I can share my screen real quick just to show you, Geraldine, and anyone else on the call. So for your portion, you're solely inside Cerner. You will not be in the Salesforce platform. This is all set up in Mock right now. So you'll log into PowerChart inside Mock, and up in the top you'll have the toolbar here. You'll click View, and at the very bottom you'll see TMO Voyager UAT. You'll see another one here that's just TMO Voyager. Do not use that one. That is for a different set of testing. So you want to use the UAT one here. You'll click on that, and it'll load the page that has the solution inside it. And I'm sure Felipe will be going through all of that with you guys when the time comes. I just want to show you how to access it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Claudia.
I don't think I'm one of the testers for this round, am I?
You are.
I'm not in the TMO test user list.
Okay, thank you for bringing it up. We're gonna have that fixed.
I see. I gave your position access to it, so you should be able to access that M page in PowerChart. I have you on my list. If that
Okay.
helps.
Thank you, Matt. Any other question? Okay, I wanna reemphasize something that Felipe said before. Some of those things, like the billing aspect of the thing. So the TMO office will have to work very closely with Shona and our team when it comes to that point, so they can simulate how the packet goes to the billing department as well. So. Question, comment?
Hi, sorry. I didn't realize I was still on mute. I apologize. We have been meeting pretty regularly with both patient housing and travel via email lately, making sure that we are staying up to date on that process. It seems to be going all right. I have a concern about the volume of travel that's coming through to us currently. And I don't know if it's just that we've really caught up on the backlog, and so my expectation is really high as far as what I thought our volume looked like versus now that we're caught up. But I will just say that we have good communication and everything seems to be going okay there so far.
Thank you for sharing, Sean. Appreciate it. Okay, well, if there are not any other questions or comments, I will go ahead and give you guys back your time and then walk behind the scene with Matt. If you have any questions, or come send it to me, and I'm gonna open up that Zoom chat so that you convey all the questions and concern on that end. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you again, and I will
Thank you.
see you. Bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.